Well, our top story this morning, recognizing the signs of child abuse or trafficking is crucial, especially for teachers who see the children every day outside the home.
23 News reporter Kaylee Randall talks with some education leaders about what teachers are being trained to look for and shares one teacher's experience with a child who had been trafficked.
Oftentimes we've got a misconception that trafficking happens from a stranger, and we're really aware that that's not actually the case. In most cases it's a familial situation or somebody known to that survivor.
That's why the city of Rockford brings educators together every year to help them spot the warning signs that a child may be in trouble. Experts say schools should be a safe haven for all students.
Another teacher and I had suspected that a student was being trafficked.
Mickey Swart was an English teacher for 44 years and says she built strong connections with her students. That's why certain behaviors in one of her students set off alarms.
Her attendance was on and off, and when she was there, she sometimes was sleepy.
She says educators need to look out for those red flags, which can range from behavioral changes to a drop in grades or avoiding activities they once enjoyed. Mickey believes summits like this are crucial.
Who formerly was outgoing but now becomes somewhat less communicative, or a student who might wear the same clothes every day. Students who suddenly start hanging out with a different group of students.
We're seeing a lot of abuse happen online. We're seeing parental abuse, familial abuse, and really being able to identify the warning signs is going to be crucial. But then how do we follow that up? How do I identify when my student is in trouble?
Working for you in Rockford, Kaylee Randall, 23 News.
Now, Mickey says that student was rescued from her traffickers and, to her knowledge, is in a safe place.